Good evening, BookTube. This is Johnny. I thought I'd make a video. It's a Sunday here in Southwest Michigan. It is June the 2nd, 2024. And I think I'm going to run out of time to make this video for before my wife gets home. But I'm going to try. I'm down in the lower level. I wanted to show those books that I got at the Bluestocking's bookshop, $1 bag sale almost 2 weeks ago now. And I got these books for $2. And I had an in-store credit, so I really basically got them free. And the first thing I found was a portrait of Max. An intimate memoir of Sir Max Beerbohm by S.N. Bierman. I have this already in another edition, but I put it in my bag. I found also with that these I found The Incomparable Max, a collection of writings by Sir Max Beerbohm. So I found that one for my Beerbohm collection. And then I found another thing. Let me see if I can find it here. Yeah, I found the Even Now and Christmas Garland by Max Beerbohm. So yeah, I have his letters and some other books by him. And so I got 3 books to add to my Beerbohm collection. Also, I found at the bag sale Orlando, an autobiographical or novel by Virginia Woolf. I like these old Penguins unabridged. I didn't have this in my Virginia Woolf collection. I don't know why, but I finally found a copy. And then I collect books on witchcraft, shamanism, all kinds of things. And I found this book on witchcraft. But when I looked at it, it deals with African witchcraft. Mention of witchcraft, it says here in the back, the mention of witchcraft is apt to invoke comic or sinister pictures of old women with black cats riding on broomsticks. At a more serious level, is identified with the centuries during which people were hanged or burnt for associating with the devil in the witches' Sabbath. But for many peoples who still believe in the reality of witchcraft, it is an essential part of their moral view of the world. It explains the misfortunes by ill will of their neighbors, so allows them to feel that they know how to protect or revenge themselves. The belief is still very much alive in Africa. In the last 10 or 15 years, a number of social anthropologists have observed at close quarters what people do when they think they have been bewitched. So this is what this is about. I found a book by Nicholas Baker, which I have already, but I wasn't sure, so I just threw it in the $1 bag sale. It's Seize the Thoughts, Essays and Other Lumber by Nicholas Baker. I collect the writings of Nicholas Baker. I have a whole shelf over there on the bookcase, but I wasn't sure if mine was either a paperback or a hardback, so I picked this one up. I found them in my $1 bag sale, The Decline of Hell The full title is The Decline of Hell, 17th Century Discussions of Eternal Torment by D.P. Walker. So, since I'm a Christian, I like studying about hell and how it's been perceived. Like it has here in the chapters, part 2 is historical. It looks at Socinians, English Arians, English Platonists. I don't see the Puritans mentioned, but it could be. So I got The Decline of Hell. And then I picked up another book. I can't pronounce that title, but it's Science, Medicine, Astrology in Early Modern Europe, edited by Williams and I can't pronounce it, but so I got this. It looks kind of interesting. I kind of like books like this. Then I picked up The Science of Folklore, Classic Introduction to the Origins, Forms, and Characteristics of Folklore by Alexander H. Carap. Yeah, I like books like this. It has a section on fairy tales, what's the word? What, I can't pronounce the word. Magnatory, like you migrate. I can't pronounce it. Superstition, charms, rhymes, and riddles. The folk song, magic, custom and ritual, animal lore, plant lore. Just looked interesting. And then I put in I had two bags, so I spent $2 for these books. The Origins and History of Consciousness by Erich Neumann. Yeah, I like books like this. So I got this. Then I found a book by Graham Greene, Ministry of Fear. This is another old penguin. This is a novel by Graham Greene. I have a whole shelf of Graham Greene. I think I have this already, but I like these old penguins. This one was published in, I think, 1946. And then I found a Nancy Mitford, Pigeon Pie. This was published in 1940. Another old penguin. I collect the writings of the Mitford sisters, Nancy Mitford. I have other novels by her. She had 5 sisters, but so I got this from my Nancy Mitford collection, Pigeon Pie, plus and then I found I have another novel by this writer, Paul Russell. I have his novel, The Unreal Life of Sergei Nabokov. This is Immaculate Blue. This is the novel. I have his other novel over by my bedside. I haven't read it, but I found this at that Bluestockings bookshop bag sale. Then I found essays on manuscripts in rare books by Cora E. Lutz. Yeah, this is really a neat book. It has neat illustrations. Oh, there's something in here. A little note. Somebody gave it to somebody. So it has these old illustrations. There are different essays, like part 5, early printed books, essays, Renaissance scholarship, part 3, things like that. It's kind of like if you collect books on books. So I picked this up for the dollar bag sale. And then I found The World of Farley Mawat, a selection from his works. I collect his works. I have 4 books by him. They're like travel, memoir kind of books. And so I got this for my, like he has a section, the Northern Territories, Tide of War, the Rock, the Western Ocean, different selection from his works. I collect these little mysteries by Georges Simenon. This is Maigret and the Killer. I collect these little mysteries. You can read them in probably an hour, but I have a whole shelf of these. But I didn't have this one. And then I found this book that looked kind of interesting. It's called Hobson's Conduit, the New River at Cambridge, commonly called Hobson's River. Yeah, I collect books on English history, Cambridge, London. This is by W.D. Bushell, M.A. something, one of the trustees of the Hobson's Conduit Trust, Cambridge at the University Press. So I threw that in my bag sale. And then you have the best of Myles Flann O'Brien. He was an Irish writer. This was published by New Directions, which I collect. No, Dalkey Press. I collect books by them. And I have another book by him. It's kind of like humor, Irish humor. This is literary criticism. I have another book by this guy called Larry Levin, The Power of Blackness, Hawthorne, Poe, and Melville. I collect the writings of Nathaniel Hawthorne, Edgar Allan Poe, and Herman Melville. And I have another book of his on French literature. I like literary criticism, so I picked this up. This is called The Tangled Bank, Darwin, Marx, Frazer, and Freud as Imaginative Writers by Stanley, Edgar, Hyman. This is like a literary study. So it just looked interesting, looking about Karl Marx, Charles Darwin, Sigmund Freud, Frazer, I think, is on the golden bough, B-O-U-G-H. This is James Thurber, The Years with Ross. Ross was the founder of the New Yorker. I collect the writings of James Thurber. I have this already, but mine does not have a slipcover, so I picked this up for my New Yorker magazine collection and my Max Thurber collection. There's a picture of James Thurber on the back. And then I picked up 5 Points, 19th century New York City neighborhood that invented tap dance, stolen elections, and became the world's most notorious slum, by Taylor N. Binder. I collect books on New York City, 19th century New York, 18th century New York City, 20th century, 21st century. So those are the books I got at the Bluestockings bookshop dollar bag sale. 5 Points, about 19th century New York City. A memoir by James Thurber on Ross, who was the founder of the New Yorker. Tangled Bank, Darwin, Marx, Frazer, and Freud, Imaginative Writers, by Stanley, Edgar, Hyman. Literary Criticism, The Power of Blackness, Hawthorne, Pohl, and Melville, by Harry Levine. Irish Humor, The Best of Myles, Flann, O'Brien. History of a River That Flows Through Cambridge, England. I never heard of it, but it looked interesting, so I threw it in the bag. The World of Farley Mowat. See, I have his books over here. I'll show them to you. See, I have his book, Farley Mowat, The Siberians. Farley Mowat, The Boat Who Wouldn't Float. The Great Adventure of Man Against the Sea, or was it against the boat? Farley Mowat, Otherwise. And then People of the Deer by Farley Mowat. And I collected this little mystery by Georges Simenon Maigret and the Killer. Essays and Manuscripts on Rare Books by Cora E. Lutz. A novel by Paul Russell, Immaculate Blue. A novel from the 40s by Nancy Mitford, Pigeon Pie. A novel by Graham Greene, The Ministry of Fear. The Origins and History of Consciousness by Erich Neumann. The Science of Folklore by Alexander H. Krapp. Peg, a Zillion Moments, Science, Medicine, Astrology in the Early Modern Europe. Essays, edited by Williams and something, I can't pronounce their names. The Decline of Hell, 17th Century Discussions of Eternal Torment by T.P. Walker. The Size of a Thoughts, Essays and Other Lumber by Nicholas Baker. On African Witchcraft by Nancy Mayer. novel by Virginia Woolf, Orlando, and 3 books. One, a biography on the portrait of Max Berryman. I got his 2 writings by him, Even Now and A Christmas Garland by Max Berryman, and this biography, Portrait of Max. And then the Incomparable Max, which is collected writings of Sir Max Berryman. So those are the books I got at the Bluestockings bookshop dollar bag sale a couple weeks ago. So I thought I'd show these on this Sunday evening before we go into we're going into a new week, and I want to put these away tonight. I'm down the lower level. And yeah, so that's it. I got nothing going on this week. I might go to visit thrift stores north side of Holland tomorrow. I have books coming in the mail. So I'm just hanging in there. So I hope you had a good reading weekend. You have a good new reading week. Thank you for the new subscribers. Thank you for the comments. Do pray. If you got any questions about these books, and also if you got any questions, I was thinking some people have you can ask me questions if you got anything you want to know about me, or know about my library, know about my literary taste, know about anything about me, just feel free to ask me. I can open book. I have an online diary I've kept for 24 years. I've mentioned that over and over in these videos. Look up Crooked Fingers, one name, small letters, Crooked Fingers, Johnny Keene, JONNYKEEN. I'm all over the internet. Feel free to read my online diary. I'm a book lover, I'm a Christian, and I'm waiting for the end of the world. So I'll sign off. It's going on 22 minutes. I expect my wife to be home any minute. Open the garage door. That's the last video I was making. I was making it showing you some books, and I heard the garage door open, and immediately I rushed and came to an end. So I'm trying not to do that. Plus, I don't know when this camera will turn itself off. So I'll sign off. This is a Sunday evening. It's going on 7 o'clock. It's the 2nd of June. And I'm on page 477 in my 2024 diary. And I've been reading at night James Merle's The Changing Light at Standover, a poem. I just ordered his letters today from Amazon. So I'll sign off and hope you're all doing well. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for subscribing. Have a good reading week. And until next time, bye.